Hey, I'm going to be reviewing two movies, but they're going to be on separate videos. These are not horror films, and most of the movies I've been reviewing here are not really horror films. They fall into the disturbing movie category, and the movie I'm going to review is a 1986 trauma film called Combat Combat Shock. I need to take it. Now, don't let the cover fool you because this is not an action film at all. It's more of a character study slash drama film. Um the movie is about a is about a Vietnam vet who lives in New York City, and he lives like in the nastiest part of New York. Like there's like drug addicts running around. It just looks really dirty. I can't. It kind of reminded me of Taxi Driver, like how it that late '70s feel to it, and that late '70s, early '80s nasty New York. Like it's very grimy and dirty. There's sex shops everywhere. There's drug addicts hanging around, prostitutes and stuff. Basically, it has kind of like the environment from the movie Taxi Driver is incorporated into this movie. There's a bunch of drug addicts running around, prostitutes, uh, gangbangers, all that kind of stuff. The guy, he lives with his wife and a baby which is deformed because, like I said, the guy was in Vietnam and he was exposed to Agent Orange, which affected the when he had affected the baby. So his wife is kind of a nagger. She's always telling him, "Oh, we don't have money." Well, I understand why she's nagging, but because they live in a hellhole, there's dirt all over the walls. They barely have food. It doesn't look good. Like the apartment just looks disgusting. And she's always complaining, saying, "Oh, you need to go out and get a job. You need to get money. The baby's hungry. I'm hungry. We have no food. How are we gonna pay our bills and stuff?" So basically, the whole movie, he's trying to find a job, and he's not getting anywhere. He's getting beat up by gangbangers and drug dealers, and he has a friend that's a heroin addict. There's a scene in the movie which his friend, it's kind of disgusting. His friend is trying to get high, but I guess like he doesn't have a needle or something because he's a heroin addict. So like he takes like a needle, I guess, and like pops his vein open and tries to like stick the drug in it that way. It was really disgusting, and I was surprised they did a good job on a very low budget movie, good special effects job on a low budget movie like this. But like I said, it this guy's life is just going nowhere. It's going to hell, and like you gotta be like really depressed to watch this movie, or maybe not, because if you're depressed and you watch this, then you might get more depressed. It is just a very downtrodden movie. It's very just dirty, melancholic, and all that. And I was kind of shocked because it was released by Troma, and Troma usually releases these horror comedies like The Toxic Avengers, stuff like that. And this movie is like the complete opposite. Mainly this movie is considered disturbing because I would say like the last 10 to 15 minutes of the film, where I don't know if I'll tell you this. I'll put spoilers up, a spoiler thing up. But at the end of the movie, the guy comes home and he basically kills his whole family and then kills himself. And it is pretty disturbing and it's very depressing. And there's a scene also where it will make you not want to drink milk again. But anyways, yeah, I would highly recommend this movie, but like I said, you might want to watch this in a certain state of mind, because like if I'm like depressed and stuff, I can watch movies like this and it will have the opposite effect on me. It will actually make me feel a little bit better. But but you gotta watch this in a certain state of mind, because this movie really does it will wear on you, and you'll be thinking about it for a few days afterwards. But I should also mention it does take heavy influences from Taxi Driver and the movie Eraserhead, mainly with from Eraserhead's the deformed baby and him living in a dilapidated kind of place with a nagging wife. And for Taxi Drivers, because he's a Vietnam vet, he's having PTSD flashbacks, and he basically wants to rid the world of impurities. But anyways, yes, I would highly recommend this movie. And anyways, that's my review.